What? What is this place? I live again. Why? This voice in my head beckons me south. To the town of Sympathy. Who do they think they are kidding calling a town that name? Sympathy would have been to let us stay dead. That wimp back there called me a friend. What makes them think anyone would be friendly out here? I just want to be left to rest in peace. Is that too much to ask? Maybe if I talk to this magic lady, she will put me back where I belong.
This is the absolute, but it is not eternity, but then where does the soul go next? I feel there is a wisdom story beyond the lore. It is said to hold the price of our existence. Can this book bring me peace as I pass to the next plane?
I feel no sympathy for her plight, but her description of this book of lore, I confess, has me intrigued. And for a book supposedly lost, she even advises on where to find its pages. My first thought has me looking to the furthest location on the map, the well. A teleport to the cathedral even halves my journey, though this does little to hasten things once I arrive in the area. This region finds me neither well nor water, it is completely barren. A shack implies a vantage point, but for what? The eastern cliffs reveal nothing, but there is a singular ridge to the west, creating a gully that I suppose is called the well. By chance I follow this ridge to the other side, drop into a clearing and find a cavern with the first page. I also scrape this giant free of his meat. After all, he does not need it. At this point I realize my folly. In such haste I did not take note of each landmark recommended for me to search, and thus I have to return to that ridiculous town. At least from Cathedral I could intercept two regions I had recalled, the gap and the pit. Including the well, they were all synonyms for holes. I am in a land full of holes, I see nothing useful in labeling them all on a map. Dropping into the gap, I find it already occupied by another traveler carelessly tossing spells around. I do not enjoy conflict, so best to avoid them. Fortunately, I notice a bridge above and quickly decide that there is no need to explore the bottom of the area after all. Of course, the central pillar was the shrine itself. Our second page and another giant carcass. As I attempt to climb the mountainous region of the pit, I must acknowledge that as ghastly as this world is, it is not without its beauty. The far end, however, is less a shrine than it is a twisting crevasse. But if it grants me more pages, it matters not. Back in Sympathy, I get my bearings properly this time, but the matriarch and her bootlickers continue to cry. Honestly, if I did not need her to make the book whole, I would much sooner kill the old crone myself. After getting turned around. Seriously, I hate this place. I head southeast toward Famine. Now that is a title that makes sense. What does not make sense is yet another grassy valley in the top of a cliff, as if some higher being actually designed these areas to feel out of place from the rest of the landscape. It looks almost like a small village existed here once, as if other people should be nearby. And within the shrine I do indeed find another creature, gnawing on the skeleton that I want to investigate. Well, not that I'm afraid of direct confrontation, but I climb the wall and use the element of surprise. Now where is that page? Oh, on the other side of the room. What a fool I am. My next destination is mountaintop, not too far away. But something is wrong as I travel. The mountain does indeed rise on my right, but to follow the map seems to lead me left into darkness. Whoever drew this piece of scrap was a moron. Yes, following the map brought me nothing but craters. But the top of the mountain was not even what I wanted. It was the village with a cave, nowhere near the highest point. For the love of gods! Dawn Bridge is next, but this would take me around a place known as Forager's Tomb, and closer to Perdition, the capital of the Cursed Ones. I did not know what to expect, but I felt it best not to linger in this next area. Of course, upon seeing the bridge in decay, I could not pass up the chance to try my luck at jumping across. Okay, back to business. I find the page at the lowest point of the ravine but gathered some unwanted attention on my way down. My feeling about lingering is proven correct. When I awake back in Cathedral, I make sure I still have the 6 pages so far and notice I am now at a crossroads. The final 2 pages are in opposite directions, yet another hole in the gully and the abode to the far west. I choose the gully first to get it over with and then put as much distance as possible between me and Dawn Bridge. But now that I am so close to completing my quest, I start to wonder. Were these pages meant to be hidden? Were these giants sent here to guard them? Were there others who built and lived in these villages? Why should I care? You know, for a place called Cathedral, I do not find anything particularly grand or religious about this place. No more than anywhere else at least. Anyway, moving on. Last destination is called abode. I only know that word for the saying, "Welcome to my humble abode." And yeah, I guess this is the humblest one so far. Did this guy no favors though? Yoink. Well, now that is over with, I teleport to Cathedral again and use the portal to Sympathy. Why is it not working? Come on. Portal me, you piece of... Oh, thanks. Here you go, your majesty. 8 pages, 2 books and... Wait, what else? Dirt. You need dirt. Seriously. We are in a fucking desert, you can get all the dirt you want. You want me to craft 2 lumps of special dirt? What the bloody hell? I like the intro at least. Help, I am bleeding. But I do not have veins. No wait, I do not have pockets. Banker. How did I end up like this? I wanted to go back to dead, and now I have a day job burning every living thing I can find. I am actually killing and cutting up these beasts myself, when once I would have run away. And all for a single book some hag promised to give me. But I do not know, it feels correct. Maybe in my previous life, I was a librarian. Maybe a teacher. Maybe a writer. In my conglomeration of bones, maybe all of these things. Or maybe just a dumbass. Do not even ask. Having thought about it, what I have achieved with this smelting operation is probably worth more than that book of law anyway. I have built a legitimate business. I could offer my services to others. I could live comfortably the rest of my own life. I would never have to scavenge ever again. I have the dirt. Shut it down. Here. You. Go. I know you've been dying to see this. Literally. For a suspiciously long time. But it is done.
I thought that these pages would help me leave this world at peace. But as I read of our beginning, my soul was filled with hate for the old gods This life is no gift. We have been condemned to life and eternity of suffering. I cannot hear this knowledge. There is only one path for us now. You will agree. We must seek revenge and find a way to kill the old gods that ascended and left us to rot.
Ha, I fully expected her to stab me in the back. Oh well, rip Queen. I can fly. That ragged old book made me fly. It is true what they say, that knowledge is power. And yet, they also say that power corrupts. And yet, the power of corrupting others. Hell yeah, I would want to know about it. I guess everyone came out of this happy in the end, so live and let unlive. That bony bitch. Oi. You know that old saying, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. Well birdies, I have been called a rat plenty in my time. And the biggest flaw in your book stealing plan was to have a wall. Wow. Now that was a good read. And so, having avenged the woman who gave me both life and a reason to live, I accomplished my own goal and end it all. Again. Son of a cock.